Hi there, good afternoon. Welcome back to ET. Now you're watching Market Fatafat with me, Kanushka and Ankita. Time now to discuss all the top buzzers in trade today. And to discuss the technicals, we are now joined by Osho Krishna, Chief Manager, Technical and Derivative Research at Angel One. Hi Osho, very good afternoon. Now, well, you've picked out PNB Housing Finance for us. It's holding out pretty well in today's trade when we're seeing such a downturn in the markets. So do you think this kind of up move that PNB Housing Finance is seeing right now, more than 1%, that's going to continue in the month forward?
Very good afternoon. Firstly, thank you for inviting me at the show. Well, yes, no doubt technically we are witnessing a very strong momentum in PNB Housing Finance, especially after a strong consolidation near the short-term moving average. The counter have now started gaining traction that has been backed by volume. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, there is high possibility for the counter to gain some strength and to move towards the zone of 965 to 970 on an immediate basis. And if it even breaches the zone of 970, then it might see some kind of higher momentum also. But for now, the risk reward is quite favorable at current levels. One can look for accumulation purpose in PNB Housing. 970 will be the target for very short-term perspective, followed by 1000 from short to medium-term point of view.
All right, so that's PNB Housing Finance holding up pretty well in today's trade and a positive outlook going forward as well. But now let's put the spotlight on WeWork India, which is in focus after Jeffries has initiated coverage on the stock with a buy rating and a target price of 790 rupees. The brokerage is bullish on the company's growth trajectory. It expects revenue to grow about 22% and EBITDA about 28% annually between FY25 and 28. It remains India's largest flexible workspace operator by revenue, and the industry itself is expanding, rapidly growing at around 17% CAGR. That's nearly twice as fast as traditional office stock. This indicates key strong long-term demand for flexible asset-light workspace. So that's what Jeffries has highlighted. In fact, it also says that India's premium positioning is also boding well for this company. So yes, on the back of this very positive note and initiating coverage for WeWork India by Jeffries, the stock remains in focus and it's trading well, nearly 4% higher right now.
All right, so that's WeWorks in focus today on the back of that upgrade that's come in from Jeffries. But Osho, you've picked out one from the defense pack, HAL, that's holding on to gains of 0.6% amid a market like this. Tell us on the charts what are the levels to watch out for as far as HAL is concerned, because these defense stocks have run up quite a bit.
Yes, especially for HL, I expect that there is still potential on the higher end. No doubt the counter is into a kind of consolidation phase, but the technical momentum still persists to be on the higher end. So now the resistance is placed around the zone of 4900. So any breakout above 4900 can provide a momentum of nearly 300 points in a very short-term point of view. So one should definitely look or keep this counter in their watch list. Any breakout above 4900 can be seen very strong momentum, and the target can be seen around the zone of 5200 in near term. And even the risk reward is also very much favorable. The counter is having very technical support. So I expect momentum can be seen in a very short term perspective, and one can definitely try to accumulate position.
All right, so that's HAL on the charts, but moving on to another buzzer in trade, and that's JSW Infra. That's in focus on the back of the fact that they have acquired a 51% stake in Oman port project. Now, the company subsidiary, through a joint venture, will develop a 27 MTPA Dhofar port as JSW targets 400 MTPA cargo capacity by 2030. Now, the total cost of this project is 3,714 crore rupees. On the back of that, JSW is in focus today, has given up all the morning gains, is mirroring the market. As of now, is trading at the lowest point of the day with cuts of more than 1.5%.
All right, so that's JSW Infra for you. But moving on, Osho, coming to you, you've picked out Eternal for us. What does that, what are the charts indicating for Eternal? It's currently trading at the day's lowest point. But from here on, where do you see the stock going?
See, overall, the counter has seen a very decent correction, almost nearly 18 or 19% from the lifetime high levels. The counter is now at approach the breakout neckline of the breakout zone. So I expect the zone of 300 to 305 should provide decent cushion to the counter, and from here onwards there can be some kind of positive traction that can be seen in Eternal in the coming period. So at current levels, the risk reward and the accumulation zone is at favors of the bull. So I expect that in the short term period there is high possibility of a reversal in the counter, and one may look for buying opportunity after the recent fall that the counter has seen in the recent period. So at current level, I'm expecting a reversal from current levels. On the higher end, 325 to 330 should be the immediate potential target that we can expect from Eternal.
All right, so those are the levels to watch out for as far as Eternal is concerned. A reversal is likely on the cards. That's the word coming in. But no, moving on to the next puzzle, that is ICICI Lombard, which is back in focus after Citi has added the stock to its downside 90-day catalyst watch list. Now, Citi says that it has reiterated a sell rating and on the insurer and kept the target price at 1,710 rupees, which implies an upside of about 16% from the close that we saw yesterday. Now, what triggered this cautious stance? Now, Citi says that competitive pressure that remains very elevated across most business segments, and that's now starting to hurt ICICI Lombard's market share. It has also highlighted slower than expected growth in the motor segment, this at a time when the industry was hoping for some momentum. Adding to that, Citi believes that the likelihood of any hike in motor third-party insurance rates, that's also fading, which removes a key potential tailwind for the earnings. So overall, the brokerage feels that the stock's rich valuation at 31.5 times for FY26 earnings doesn't reflect these industry headwinds, which is why it is staying cautious, and hence the stock is also trading about 0.5% lower.
All right, moving on to the next counter that is in focus, and that's Hutco. Osho has picked up Hutco, which is also doing pretty well in today's trading session. It's up 2%. In fact, in the last 4 or 5 odd days, it has traded up almost 5.5%. Do you see this momentum to continue?
Yes, overall the counter have, as you mentioned, have started gaining traction from the last 3 trading sessions. There has been decent volume that has picked up in the recent period from the support zone of 50 and 100 exponential moving average. So I expect with the kind of momentum and the consolidation breakout has been seen in the counter, I expect the momentum can be seen on a very strong note. On the higher end, I'm expecting nearly 258 to 260 as a short-term target for Hutco, and even it has the potential to even surge beyond 260 also. But for now, 258 to 260 will be the immediate target from short-term point of view, and even on the lower end, 228 is a very strong support level. So one can look for buying opportunity in the counter from short to medium-term point of view.
All right, so buying opportunities from a short to medium-term perspective, 260 is the target that Osho has given us. Well, that was the last talk of the day. Thank you, Osho, for joining us today. On that note, we'll let you go. Well, with that, we're completely timed out on this edition of Market Fatafat. Ankita and I will take your leave, but don't go anywhere. Closing trades coming up next.